Okay, so we're live. Welcome everyone again this week to the Azure and AI Show. Myself, Frank Falvey, and we have Dan Ray there in Chicago, and we have Sajida, which is new speaker. She's going to be our first speaker today, and Sajida is going to do something from single AI to smart teams, multi-agent systems with Azure AI Foundry. Great topic. So, Sajida, do you want to share your screen with us?
Okay, sure. I'm sharing my screen.
And we should have a couple of other speakers. Casper Kalfas is supposed to join us, Adidas Namdo, and Markesh Kumar. He's supposed to join us as well. So hopefully we should have a lot for you coming up. We can see your screen there now, Sajida, so if you want to carry on.
Sure. Thank you, Frank, for giving this opportunity. Hello, everyone. My name is Sajida Sultana. I am Microsoft Certified Trainer. Today, I am very excited to walk you through how we can move from building a single AI agent to a team of specialized AI agent using the Azure AI Foundry. In many real-world applications, only one agent trying to handle everything that can become more complex and unreliable, right? So instead, we can design a system where the multiple specialized agent collaborate is handling a specific task. So in this session, I will show how to build this kind of system using the Azure AI Foundry. Okay, let me quickly walk you through what I will cover today. So first I will talk about why Azure AI Foundry is a great platform for building the Azure AI agents. Then I will discuss why the multi-agent architecture is often better than a single agent. After that, I will show the architecture of the lab environment that I built for the today's session. And finally, I will move into the live demo where I will show the agent working together in the real time. Okay, so first, what is Azure AI Foundry exactly? Azure AI Foundry is a platform that allows the developers to build, deploy, and manage the AI agents and AI-powered application in a unified environment. What makes it powerful is that it brings the many essential AI capabilities into one place. For example, we can connect the AI agents to a different foundation models like tools, API, documentation, and web data sources without having to build everything from scratch. And the another advantage is that Azure AI Foundry supports the grounding. That means it helps to ensure that AI responses are based on trusted sources like documents or website rather than just the model general knowledge. Also, it supports the workstation that allows us to coordinate the multiple agents, tools together in a workflow. Something that is especially important when building the multi-agent system like the one I will show today. So in addition, the Azure AI Foundry also provides the feature for monitoring, evaluation, and improve the agent performance. So that is very important for building the reliable AI application for the production level. And finally, it integrates the easily with the other Azure resources, making it suitable for enterprise level application where the security, scalability, and the governance are important. So for today's lab, Azure AI Foundry gives a simple way for me just to connect all the agents to find the documents, to get the information from the live data. Also, I will show how I just retrieving the information from the website and to orchestrate them together as a collaborative multi-agent system. So now the question, why I'm using the multi-agent instead of the single agent? So a good way to think about with a restaurant analogy. Imagine you walk into a restaurant and there is only one person working. That person takes water, cooks the food, prepare the dessert, and then serve the customer, handle the payments. Everything the person is doing alone. Technically, it might work, but it would be very slow and stressful, right? So now think about a real restaurant operates. You have specialized roles, let's say the chef operating the main dishes, the waiter taking the water, delivering the food, and the manager coordinate everything, right? So each person focuses only they do best. So like the AI system work very similarly. Instead of building one large agent, we can make the multiple agent that will try to everything. We will build a team of specialized agent. So for today's demo, I made the three specialized agent. The internship agent, it's like a chef that searches the documents to find the internship related information. Then the mentorship agent, it just check the restaurant website. Let's say you have the restaurant website and you want to retrieve the information. So for my cases, it's a mentorship agent. It will retrieve the information from the mentorship web pages. And finally, I made the another agent. It's a weather agent. So this agent will call the external service to get the real-time information. And then coordinating everything is the head agent. So head agent we can consider as a restaurant manager deciding which specialist should handle the each request. So this approach makes the system more accurate, more scalable, and much easier to maintain. Okay. Now you can see the architecture of the system that I have built for today's session. So at the center, it's something called the head agent, right? Head agent router. So you can think the head agent like a router or traffic controller. So when the user will ask the question, the head agent will first analyze the question. After that, it will decide which agent it will call. For example, if the question is about the internship, then it routes to the question to the internship agent. If the question is about the mentorship program, it goes to the mentorship agent. And if the question is about the weather, then it goes to the weather agent, which calls the external weather API. So this routing approach allows us to make the modular and scalable AI system. Okay, now let's move to the live demo so you can see the system in action. Let me open the another tab. You see my another tab, right? I am showing the Azure AI user interface.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can see that. Yeah.
So this is the user interface of the Azure AI Foundry. So first, I will try to explain some basic terms that you need to know for making the AI agent. Then I will show the demo. So first, this is the overview page. If I show the recent resources, I have made this project. So first, for making the AI agent, first of all, we need to make the Azure AI Hub first, then the Azure project. So hub we can consider like a central layer, and the project means where the developer will build the agent and run the agent everything. So this is the project I have made. In the overview page, you can see the subscription, then the resource group. When you will create any project, it will ask to select the subscription and the resource group, everything. Then the model catalog. So all the models is available. We can consider the model as a brain, like a human brain. This is the brain of the AI agent. So all the models is available from the different provider. For my cases, it's showing the 160 model. It depends on the license. So I deployed the GPT-4o Mini for today's lab, and then the playground option. you will find all the different types of playground, chat playground, audio playground, speech playground. Playground means where the developer will test the AI agent. So for my cases, I will show the chat playground today. So now if I go the agent, all the agent I have built that I already explained. This is the head agent, this is the mentor agent, internship agent, and the weather agent. So let me just run the head agent first. Okay, so this is the head agent. Let me ask the simple question. One question I'm asking related to the internship. Let's say the word internship positions is available. So now it's just searching the connected agents. Okay, we're getting the information. It's showing all the information. So for the internship agent, I have fed this information, this PDF information. Let's say this is the deadline it's showing. If I ask the question, let's say, when is the application deadline? Internship. It's showing the deadline 25 March 2026. If I go the PDF, it's showing the exact same date. Now I am asking the different question for the mentors. Let's say mentors. How I can apply for mentorship? And I would start seeing the connected agents. Okay, it's just showing the information. Can visit the mentorship page, then click on the apply now button. So if I let me show one thing. Let's say I want to see this information where it comes. So if I click on this thread, the first things I ask this question. Now it's showing the connected agents, the internship agent. The second question I asked related to the internship, it's showing the internship agent. If I go the third one, it's showing the mentorship agent. That means the head agent is calling the right agent based on the user question. Let's say I'm asking, what is the weather? Tell me the weather of Toronto. Now again, it's just searching the connected agents. It's showing the temperature, humidity, conditions, everything. If I again go the view run information, the latest one, this is the weather agent. Just calling the weather agent. Let me ask one question. I don't mention any topics. Let's say, tell me about the program. About the program. I don't mention internship, mentorship, nothing. Let's see what it does. Okay. So it just asking me for clarify the information, the head agents. So let's say I'm saying internship program. Okay, it's searching the same things, the connected agents. Now it's showing all the information. If I go here and the second last one, sequence is not short. Okay. The last question is, tell me about the internship program. This question I'm asking. So what I did here, for the head agent, I'm giving all the instruction, what it will do. Also, I'm connected all the agents within the head agent, the internship agent, mentorship agent, weather agent, all the agent. So based on the user question, it will call the connected agent. And if I go the specific agent, let's say the mentorship agent. So mentorship agent, for the mentorship information, I am feeding this URL, mentorship URL. So for that, I'm using here the B.Eng search. If I go the manage option, I just enable the Azure B.Eng search, and now it's showing the connection. If I go the internship agent, for the internship agent, I am feeding this PDF. That's why it's showing the vector stored information, internship vector information. And if I go the weather agent, so for the weather agent, I am calling this weather API. It's a free weather option, weather API option. So I'm calling the weather API. In the backend, I'm using the OpenAI schema. So in that way, we can make the multiple agent and only one head agent that will call all the agent based on the user question. So that's all from my side today. Thank you, everyone.
That's very good.
Great job.
Yeah, very good. We don't have any questions from the audience, so that's, if anyone has any questions on LinkedIn, you could just put them into the chat and we can answer them later. So very good, Sajida.
That was a great demo. I like how you were feeding in different parameters for different types of answers. That's really interesting.
Azure AI Foundry is a great platform for making the multi-agent system.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about the deployment, security, nothing.
Yeah. Well, and you also don't have to worry about, like if there was an internship program that's annual, you don't have to worry about it pulling from, like, oh, the grants were last year's amount versus this year's amount, or,
Yes.
kind of finding artifacts that aren't necessarily relevant or current, which is really neat.
Yes.
Very good. Dan, will I let you up? And then if we don't have any other speakers, then I have some stuff from that I do with Copilot and in forms, how to make quizzes and things like that for people doing certifications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works. So I'll share my screen here.
Yeah, you can see it there. Yeah, very good.
And Frank, I have finally finished my second book, which is called, let me get a second screen here. I think you'll still be able to see my main screen. Hopefully it'll stay shared.
You're gone again now.
Yeah, I think it's because I added a screen. Let me just share it again here.
Okay.
I need a second screen to be able to do some things here. So entire screen, we'll share this one. Share sound.
Yeah, we got you there now.
Okay, and then let me move this one over here and then hide this. So about a year and a half ago at this point, I started working on what came out as a book called LinkedIn 365. And the basic premise of the first book that I wrote was that you should or can post every day on LinkedIn. And what I realized through feedback and from folks that reviewed, evaluated the digital copy, which came out first, and then the physical copy came out later, was one, a physical copy of the book needs QR codes because nobody's going to type in these really long, convoluted LinkedIn URLs to get to a particular post, as an example. And then one other thing that I realized is that most people that aren't posting consistently on LinkedIn, expecting them to post anything every day is much more than what they're maybe interested in handling at the beginning. And so I wrestled with, should I suggest post every month or post a couple times a week or post on weekdays, and decided on the title of Post Every Week. And based on some of the changes from LinkedIn in 2024 versus 2025, we have seen the de-emphasis of things like hashtags. So LinkedIn 365 with a pound symbol before it used to be a good way to get people's attention on LinkedIn. And today, that's a little different. The hashtags still work to find particular posts that somebody's put, but really we have comments becoming much more important than even posts for many people. So if Frank posts something, and Frank, you're a perfect example of somebody that posts consistently, but not every single day on LinkedIn. You host a show weekly, you post on a regular basis, but you comment quite a bit. And so those comments now on LinkedIn in 2025 and going into 2026, we actually get impressions of how many people saw our comments as well as our posts. So if you're struggling with, hey, I've got the book, it's got suggestions, it's got different types of things that I could post, but you're still maybe not comfortable or confident in posting something, you can always start your LinkedIn journey of getting more involved and active through commenting on other people's posts. So that might be Frank's weekly show. If you feel comfortable commenting, hey, I plan to tune in, or, I'll watch the replay, because these are available after we're live on LinkedIn and other platforms like YouTube. You have an opportunity to do those things. And then at the end of this original dedication, we were thinking about doing a influencer summit in Redmond, Washington this March, probably between the times of the MCT Summit, the Microsoft Certified Trainer Summit, which happens the week before the MVP, the Microsoft Most Valuable Professional Summit. This is one of the many edits that this book has had to go through. We are still talking about doing an influencer summit to help people figure out ways to be more influential, either within the tech sector, which is what I'm involved with, or in maybe a different industry or a different career opportunity that you're looking at either changing into or becoming well known for. So the Influencer Summit will be online, and we will introduce that sometime this spring. Dates to be determined, and we've got plenty of people that have volunteered to help us as speakers and coordinators, and we'll be looking for sponsors and other things for that event. But the Influencer Summit is in all likelihood going to be a virtual first, and then potentially physical events around either the United States or potentially around the world if we get partnerships with folks that have interest and can find a place to host these. That is one thing that I realized on my journey within spending the better part of a year putting together the second revision of this book. One thing that I originally wanted to do with the book, LinkedIn 365, was provide actual statistics from what did I post, how did those posts do, and then what was the most popular post. And in some weeks, like week 5, where I spent my birthday in Madrid, Spain, there was clearly a post that did the best. It had over 1,100 impressions. And the next 2 closest were about PowerPoint karaoke with a little over 750 impressions, and then another post about my birthday and spending it in Spain. So the book is designed to give you these real world examples and then have QR codes that I can use from a phone. So if I'm reading a physical copy of this book, I can take my phone, I can scan that code, and I'm right at that LinkedIn post that I just talked about. The other thing that we plan to have is the ability for you, if you're reading this on a computer, to actually just click into a link. And let's see if I can bring this back over to this monitor. There's that same post that I was just showing you from the book about my birthday. And so you can see here at the bottom that I can see the same number of impressions and the same information. I can see any comments that were made, any reposts. I can see all of the statistics. And if I posted, you'll notice that I can see how many impressions my comments to my own post had. So 142 impressions from the Microsoft Speakers Hub, which is a company community page that I manage along with a bunch of other people. And that generated another 142 impressions. Then you can see that my post every week also made a comment, but that was the page that LinkedIn decided to shut down because of the use of LinkedIn 365. They sent a please don't call your book LinkedIn 365 without a space. And again, I was already working on how to change this. So it was really good timing on LinkedIn's part to say, through their lawyers, don't call your new book LinkedIn 365. I was already rethinking, do I call it LinkedIn every week or post every week, or what do I rename the book? So the book has these rich QR code and hyperlinks on every single week, as well as the digital copy will have a hyperlink that you can use. So you don't have to pull out your phone. If you're reading it on your phone or your tablet, to scan a QR code, you'll have the ability to just go digitally to the post directly. And then you get some information about what I posted, how I came up with the idea. And every single week we are trying to work in some space as well for you to be able to organize your thoughts and your journey on LinkedIn. So there's going to be some white space, and maybe in another update, I'll do, like just lines for notes for you to take notes on your journey per week on LinkedIn. So the book is finished, Frank, and available for purchase on Amazon in the hardcover copy. We're going to have a paperback and a digital version next. Somebody had already asked me if we have an Audible or a audio version of the book. We don't have that yet, but I'm sure that's the next thing to come.
Very good then. So how did you get over the legal part of it?
Great question. The request, the request came through their lawyers just to change the title and remove any references in titles, or I think my LinkedIn company page was called LinkedIn 365. So I changed the company page pretty quickly to post every week or post every day, whatever I changed it to temporarily. But I missed a communication from the lawyers that said, please take down like your banner. Like I had a banner that said LinkedIn 365 that they requested I remove, and I didn't remove that in time. That company page had like 100 followers or something. So it certainly wasn't a big loss. Like if they had asked us to remove the Microsoft Speakers Hub, that would be a huge loss because we've spent multiple years working on, the following, the posts, the curation of that community, that company page. This company page wasn't a big deal for me. So what I did this year was I just repurposed my previous company's page into post every week. And I have about 5,000 or 500 followers to start with. So I'm going to grow from there. Yeah, great question.
Very good, very good. It's great to see, that you have the QR codes in there, as you say, like if you're using your phone, that you can just go straight to the link, and and the hyperlink then if you're using a PC, because everybody's using multiple different kind of devices to look at things. And
originally I thought everybody would read this, digitally, because it's about LinkedIn, right? So you'd get it on Amazon Kindle, or you'd have a digital version. But I got a lot of feedback of people that wanted a physical book and wanted me to sign the book, or just had interest in like a copy that could be found in a library potentially, or a college bookstore or whatever. So this year we focused on making sure we could get the physical copies out with all of the requirements, like ISBN numbers for selling the book, and printed copies of the book, those types of things. Unfortunately, the Microsoft library, I believe, has closed on campus. There was an announcement probably this spring that the Microsoft library is going away, but they're still planning some kind of author event at the MVP Summit. So I'll be participating in whatever that looks like for MVPs that have written books.
Oh, very good. So I suppose everything is going digital, really, isn't it? Just kind of the transition is happening. Even though just people still go into bookstores and buy physical books, a lot more is kind of moving towards the digital space, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and I'd say you have to meet people where they are, right? So I got some feedback on, I want the physical book, which I assumed wouldn't be a thing or wouldn't be popular. And then I had other people now asking, where's the audio book? And I thought, who wants to hear about, like weekly posts in an audiobook, but an audiobook with chapters, so that you could say, hey, it's the week of St. Patrick's Day, as an example, like what kinds of ideas, or what kinds of maybe things within my community or within the world could I post about, just, wishing everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day, or, leaning in with maybe a quote or somebody that I had met online or in person, like you, Frank, and Matthew from Ireland, and Rolf, and, other people that I know from Ireland. That might be something to consider. I know Samantha, I'm trying to think of Samantha's last name offhand. She goes by Tweeting Goddess. She's very popular on both LinkedIn as well as Twitter.
That's not the St. Louis, is it?
No, it's let me see if I can find her profile real quick here. For some reason, I'm just having she's not an MCT or MVP or anything, but she's Samantha Kelly, maybe. Let me see if I can find her.
Yeah, sounds familiar. All right, yeah.
I want to say it's something with an L, but that's not coming up either. Let's look for Tweeting Goddess. She's from Ireland. For whatever reason, I'm having a complete blank on her last name, but she introduced me to the concept of sober St. Patrick's Day. And as somebody that's, recovering from alcoholism, I guess this was born out of that, recognition that, for many of us, St. Patrick's Day involves alcohol and drinking and socializing and other pursuits, I guess, or activities. But she's involved with Sober St. Patrick's Day, and she's come to the U.S. and, done, I guess, parades related to this, and just letting people know that there are different ways to celebrate. Let's see if I can find her. It is Samantha Kelly. So I'll bring her profile up here. Do we have a second still, Frank?
Yeah.
See if I can bring it back up here to this stage. Share screen. Entire screen. We'll share this one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, thank you.
Samantha Kelly, yeah, that sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah, so Samantha is from Ireland. I don't remember exactly where. I don't think she's close to Cork. It might be another town. But she posts on a pretty regular basis. So, another example of somebody that posts relatively often, right? 2 days ago, multiple times that day, 5 days ago, 3 days ago. She might be sharing some of these. She might be writing some of these. So there's people like this that are posting really, really often on LinkedIn, and that are both LinkedIn and, in her case, Twitter or X, brand advocates and very involved with personal branding, social selling, and the like. But, this is somebody that I could just comment on one of her posts. And now that I remembered her first and last name, I met Samantha virtually. I haven't met her in person. But she's somebody that I follow and that, I think of, especially in the springtime, because of that sober St. Patrick's Day involvement, where she's been the MC in New York for the parade and the event. She's done things in Ireland related to it. She's done all sorts of different personal branding and brand advocacy kind of work. So somebody that I have followed for quite a while. So there's tons of people like this that I would consider influencers or examples that you can learn from, just see what they're doing, how they're presenting themselves. At the top of somebody's profile, I can look for videos, so I can get a sense for what Samantha does for videos. I can look for images. I can look if she has a newsletter. She does have a newsletter. I can look for events that she's hosted online. Tipperary, I think, is where she might be. It looks like she was at the Limerick IT Summit, or she was supporting somebody that was doing that. And, these are just ways to get maybe ideas or to take a look at what different people are doing with their LinkedIn journey. And maybe that inspires you what to post, how to post, or just to repost somebody else's post that you found valuable or got something out of.
Yeah, very good. So we have another speaker joined us, Adila. Welcome.
I'll unshare my screen here.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
You're on mute there, Adidas. Can you hear us okay?
I can use the chat here too.
So if you want to share your screen with us there, Adidas, and we can leave you go next if you're okay with that. So I'm trying to put together a few ideas for the MCT conference, for
cool.
kind
in Sarajevo.
Yeah, for kind of teaching some stuff with Copilot and Copilot Studio,
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I was thinking the Copilot Studio was building an agent that would help people, with practice questions. And the agent would give them a few practice questions, and the agent then would review what questions they answered and where they got wrong, and give them feedback on it, and something like along that lines.
Yeah, I wonder if you can use the practice question database that they already have as like a starting point, and then maybe build upon that with, because I know the practice database, one of the things a lot of times they have is like a practice mode option where you can learn about questions you got wrong. So instead of just knowing that it's the wrong answer, which really doesn't help you understand it or develop, if you have, here's why the wrong answer is the wrong answer, or here's why the right answer is correct, can really accelerate your learning too.
And where is that database then? Is there any chance I could kind of link an agent?
That's what I'm wondering, because I don't recall if they have any of that out on GitHub, like the raw question database.
Yeah.
But I call it a database because I think it's just, you click into like a sample for MS 700 and it'll take you through questions. To do the recertification, which I think I have to do before April for MS 700, those, because they are free to renew your certification, you're not able to access that database or make that database available to others through your program agreement, because that's I guess it's a step below maybe cheating, because I already have the certification. I'm just validating my understanding. So they have concern about you maybe documenting all those questions for other candidates that are just renewing their certification.
Yeah. But you see the one they have in Microsoft Learn for doing the practice test.
Yeah, that's the one I'm referring to. But I don't know if you can get behind it to like the actual questions. And I don't recall, I think with the Microsoft ones, they might tell you what's correct, but I don't think they tell you why the other ones are incorrect. So sometimes they're just distraction, it's the wrong concept, or it's not even a feature that exists sometimes. But sometimes it's, close and you're down to 2 and you're trying to figure out which one. And then on many of the third party, like Measure Up, a lot of times they will tell you why a question was wrong and why a question was correct.
Yeah, I think that platform wasn't the greatest when I used it. But
it's a good platform too. So you're.
I found the Microsoft Learn one.
Yeah.
Learn one there last year. I done the AI 900.
Yeah.
And they say once you get 85% 3 times, you're good to do the exam. And I got a score of 900, the highest score I ever got. So it's definitely good.
Yeah. Well, and just the Learn, documentation becomes the pool, if you will, of questions that they can ask from. So sometimes the issue is there's so much documentation. There's no way anybody can read, memorize, and or, assimilate all that knowledge into one person. But on the exams that aren't 900 level, they now allow you to actually go to the Microsoft Learn documentation, so that when you get that question that, like I know PowerShell, but I don't have every PowerShell commandlet memorized or, module, they actually let you go to Microsoft Learn to like look up that one question that, it's either this or that, and you've ruled out the other ones.
Yeah.
Go at the end to actually look up those questions and validate your recollection, if you will.
Yeah.
I think it's really neat.
Yeah, I think Edith, can you click off the mute button on your side? It's down the bottom. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So
Hello.
do you see the present? Yeah, click it off there again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you hear?
So, that's if you click down the present button in the middle.
There's like a little monitor with a plus then you'll have an option to share your
Yeah.
screen or share a.
Now we can see your screen now. ML as the intelligent layer, adaptive, predictive, and self-healing automation. Yeah. So just click off the mute button there now, and you're good to go. Yeah.
Got it. Great. Thank you very
We
much.
can't hear you.
Yeah, we can. I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe everyone can hear me now.
Yeah.
Is that
Yep.
okay?
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Frank and team. So I'm Aditi. I would like to have a presentation or like do this presentation on this topic, ML as the intelligence layer, adaptive, predictive, and self-healing automation. About myself, I am a business intelligence engineer at Amazon, and I work in the data analytics and AI and automation side of things, where I try to make data useful for business decisions. So, moving into this topic, the evolution from rules to intelligence, there are three things within this evolution. Number one, traditional automation. Traditional automation relies on rigid, pre programmed rules that struggle to adapt to changing conditions. Number two, cloud native AI. As cloud native AI becomes central to modern operations, machine learning is transforming these static systems into dynamic, intelligent environments. And number three, machine learning. As of today, machine learning serves as the intelligence layer that enables continuous learning, real time adaptation, and autonomous optimization across complex operational systems. And why ML driven automation matters now. So, there are like four major reasons for why this automation matters now. Number one, the cloud native AI maturity. Azure and other platforms now provide production ready ML services, making advanced automation accessible at scale. Number two, the data abundance. IoT sensors and operational systems generate vast data streams that help in providing the fuel for machine learning models, which then learn and adapt to that data. Number three, uh, real time requirements. Modern operations demand immediate responses to anomalies and dynamic conditions that rule based systems could not earlier handle. And lastly, competitive pressure. Organizations that deploy adaptive automation gain significant advantages in efficiency, reliability, and cost optimization. The three pillars of ML intelligence. The three pillars of ML intelligence are majorly number one, adaptive systems. ML models continuously learn from new data, adjusting their parameters and behaviors without manual reprogramming to respond to evolving operational patterns. And secondly, the predictive modeling aspect of it. The advanced algorithms forecast equipment failures, demand spikes, and resource needs before they actually occur, thus enabling proactive intervention and planning. And lastly, the self healing automation. These systems now can detect anomalies in real time and autonomously execute corrective actions, thus reducing downtime and eliminating the need for constant human oversight. I would now like to talk about the real world impact within the manufacturing domain. So, about the manufacturing transformation, the leading manufacturers have deployed ML models that analyze vibration, temperature, and performance data from production equipment. And these systems can now predict component failures days in advance with with the utmost accuracy, and the results achieved within these systems have led to reduction in unplanned downtime, decrease in maintenance costs, and also maintenance scheduling optimized maintenance scheduling optimization based on actual condition and not arbitrary time intervals. And about the logistics optimization through reinforcement learning, the global logistics operations as of today have implemented reinforcement learning agents that optimize routing, inventory placement, and resource allocation in real time. These logistics systems process thousands of variables simultaneously, adapting to various different type of traffic patterns, weather conditions, and demand fluctuations. And there are three major benefits of this optimization. Number one, the throughput increase. There is higher package processing capacity without additional infrastructure investment, meaning that more number of packages can be handled by the same system. And number two, route efficiency, reduction in delivery miles through dynamic optimization, and the cost savings that come with it, which mean that it now has lower operational expenses from optimized resource utilization. And another aspect of this is energy management, which means um, the system tries to balance the demand and sustainability. Within this, the energy providers leverage machine learning to forecast consumption patterns, optimize renewable energy integration, and balance grid loads dynamically. The anomaly detection algorithms identify inefficiencies and equipment degradation before they impact any kind of service. And the key achievements with energy management are that there is improvement in energy efficiency, there is better renewable energy utilization, and also there is reduced carbon emissions through predictive load balancing. And now I would like to talk about the self healing automation deep dive. The self healing systems represent the most advanced application of machine learning in operational automation. These architectures can essentially detect, diagnose, and remediate issues autonomously, thus dramatically reducing mean time to recovery. And within this self-healing automation system, there is anomaly detection, wherein the ML models can establish baselines and identify deviations in real time across multiple metrics all at the same time. And it does root cause analysis where algorithms correlate signals to pinpoint failure sources even in complex interdependent systems. Automated remediation. The systems execute pre validated corrective actions from resource reallocation to service restarts. And also, there is continuous learning where each incident redefines the model, thus improving future detection and its response accuracy. Quantifying self healing impact. The organizations that implement self healing automation report significant improvements in system reliability, operational costs, and team productivity. The engineers shift focus from firefighting to strategic optimization initiatives. And the three main objectives for quantifying are: number one, incidents objectives, or rather benefits, are that number one, the incidents get resolved automatically, meaning that it does not require as much human intervention as earlier. It does MTTR reduction, which means there is faster recovery from operational disruptions, and there is higher accuracy rate within anomaly detection and classification. Moving forward to the practical barriers to machine learning automation at scale, there are four major barriers. Number one, data quality limitations. There is incomplete, inconsistent, or biased training data that undermines model accuracy. Many operational systems lack the instrumentation that is needed to capture high quality data at sufficient granularity. There is model interpretability requirements, meaning that regulatory compliance and operational trust demand, meaning that regulatory compliance and operational trust demand explainable ML. And black box models create risk in critical systems where decisions uh, must be auditable and understandable. Moving further, the OT integration complexity. About this, the legacy operational technology systems use proprietary protocols which lack standard APIs. Integrating ML intelligence layers requires custom middleware and careful change management. And lastly, the other barrier to ML automation is the skill gap and adoption friction, meaning that on ground operations teams may lack ML expertise while data scientists may not understand operational constraints. Cross functional collaboration is essential but often difficult to realistically achieve. Addressing the data quality, which addressing the data quality, a foundation for success. Within the setup of building reliable data pipelines, a successful ML automation begins with robust data infrastructure. Organizations must implement comprehensive data validation, cleansing, and enrichment processes before models can actually deliver reliable insights. And the best practices for addressing these data quality concerns include automated data quality monitoring with real time alerts, standardized sensor calibration and maintenance protocols, data governance frameworks that ensure consistency, and lastly, synthetic data generation for rare event scenarios. Moving further, the next topic within this would be explainable ML, building trust and compliance. Explainable AI techniques transform opaque models into interpretable systems. SHAP values, LIME, and attention mechanisms help operations teams understand why ML models make specific predictions or recommendations. And within the building infrastructure of this system, the three most important things are feature importance visualization. It is important to clearly show which operational parameters drive each prediction, thus enabling validation against domain expertise. Decision path tracing. The document, there is a need to document the logic chain from input data to output recommendation for audit and regulatory compliance. And lastly, confidence scoring. It is important to provide uncertainty estimates so the teams know when to trust automation versus require human review. Moving further about the hybrid AI OT integration layer, bridging the gap between ML intelligence and operational technology requires a purpose driven integration architecture that responds both domains' unique requirements, which means that OT data ingestion, um, the edge gateways should collect data from industrial protocols like OPC, UA, Modbus, MQTT, or etc., and normalize it for cloud processing. And then within the Azure ML processing, the cloud based models should analyze data at scale, generate insights and predictions with full Azure AI service integration. The decision translation, meaning that business logic layer should convert ML outputs into actionable commands which are compatible with the OT system constraints. And automated execution, meaning that the commands are safely transmitted back to the operational systems with appropriate validation and safety checks. The reference architecture for Azure aligned ML automation. The key Azure services are number one, the Azure IoT Hub, which is essentially a secure device connectivity and bidirectional communication. Secondly, the Azure Machine Learning, which includes model training, deployment, and lifecycle management. The Azure Stream Analytics, which means real time event processing and anomaly detection. And lastly, the last key Azure service is the Azure Synapse Analytics, which is large scale data warehousing and analytics. And within these services, the key integration components are the Azure functions, which are serverless, uh, which which mean that it is a serverless compute function for event-driven automation. The Azure Logic apps, which are workflow orchestration applications, which come with which help with system integration. The Azure Digital Twins, which is a virtual representation of on-ground operational environments. And lastly, the Azure Monitor, which is a comprehensive which is a comprehensive observability and which is a comprehensive monitor for observability and alerting. Another important aspect which I would like to go over is defining meaningful KPIs for machine learning automation. The success of these systems requires metrics that bridge technical ML performance and business outcomes. Effective KPI frameworks balance the model accuracy with operational impact and value realization. And, it, and the important aspects of the meaningful KPIs are number one, the model performance metrics, which ensure that prediction accuracy, which ensure prediction accuracy and precision recall. It ensures there are least false positive or negative rates and timely model drift detection. Secondly, the operational impact. Secondly, the operational impact metrics, the unplanned downtime reduction, which mean that these metrics include unplanned downtime reduction, throughput improvements, resource utilization efficiency, and lastly, the business value metrics, which help with cost savings and ROI, revenue impact, and time to value realization. Ensuring scalability in high variability environments, the design principles for scale. The ML automation systems must handle dynamic conditions, seasonable variations, and unexpected disruptions, the, while maintaining reliability across diverse operational contexts. Adaptive model retraining, continuous learning pipelines that respond to distribution shifts, multi tenant architecture, which means that isolated model instances for different facilities or business units can exist coherently in the same environment, ensuring parallel computing in the backend. Elastic compute, auto scaling infrastructure that matches processing demands. And lastly, feature stores, which ensure a centralized, reusable feature engineering system for long time consistency. And all of these together contribute to ensuring high scalability in environments that are rather variable in nature. About the implementation roadmap for accelerating the time to value, there are essentially four phases for the implementation. In the first phase, we try to set up a robust foundation, meaning that the data infrastructure, quality assessment, baseline KPIs, and team capability building are set up properly. In the second phase, the team should do a pilot, which is focused on the use case, proof of concept, model development, and the initial integration. In the third phase, which is the production phase, there is full deployment, monitoring, explainability layer, self healing capabilities, etc. And in the last phase, um, the focus is on scalability, where there is multi site rollout, advanced features, continuous optimization, and expanded use cases for cascading where required. And about the reduction of deployment friction, there are the first aspect is the cross functional collaboration, where there is an effort on building integrated teams which combine operations, data science, and engineering expertise with shared accountability for outcomes. For the MLOps automation, there is a focus on implementing CI/CD for ML models, automated testing, and governance workflows to accelerate iteration cycles safely. And lastly, change management. There is investment in training. There should be investment in training, clear communication, and stakeholder engagement to ensure adoption and sustained utilization. And moving forward, I would like to talk about the future of operational intelligence. ML driven automation is not merely about efficiency gains, it fundamentally transforms it fundamentally transforms how organizations should operate. Systems that continuously learn, adapt, and optimize themselves represent a paradigm shift from reactive to proactive operations. As these capabilities mature, we should see emergence of fully autonomous operational environments where human expertise focuses only on strategy, innovation, and exception handling rather than routine monitoring and intervention. The intelligence layer does not just automate processes, it continuously evolves them for long term operational excellence. And the key takeaways from this talk would be: number one, ML as intelligence layer. Machine learning transforms static automation into adaptive, self optimizing systems that continuously improve. Number two, proven business impact, meaning that real world implementations deliver improvements in efficiency, reliability, and cost metrics. And number three, architectural best practices, meaning that hybrid AI OT integration, explainable ML pipelines, and Azure aligned architectures reduce deployment friction. And lastly, uh, the focus on starting small and scaling fast. There should be a focus on data quality, meaningful KPIs, and cross functional collaboration the time to to accelerate the time to value. With that, last slide, I would like to thank everyone for listening in. Please feel free to reach out to me on my LinkedIn to discuss any ML automation strategies or reach out for any curious question that anyone might have. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Didi. Great presentation. A lot of stuff that I'm interested was on those slides, particularly the self-healing automation. It's a great topic, and the way the continuous learning, that's very good. Start small, scale for fast. Very good. Any questions, anybody?
That was great.
Yeah. As I kind of said there earlier, Dan, I was just going to show something.
Yeah, go for it.
To take it too long. It's kind of geared up for kind of MCTs and people learning Microsoft certifications. Just share my screen there. You see my screen there?
Yep.
So I'm here inside my Office 365, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use forms to help me practice my questions. So I'll just open up forms. Have one opened here already. So I'm just going to hit new form. So when you see it loading up here now, right? So it's going to tell you the Copilot is included in your Microsoft. So you need to have Copilot included in the M365 plan, and that's the paid version of Copilot. And as you can see, then it's got a prompt up the top. So I'm just going to type in can you give me some multiple choice questions on, we'll say, the AI 900. Okay, and I'm just going to hit generate. So I'm asking it, can you give me some multiple choice questions on the AI 900? And hit generate. So if you're teaching the class, like say if you're an MCT and you've got a lot of students and you want to give them some practice exams and wherever, so it's after giving us just 4. But like if you wanted more, you could put more in the prompt there, and you could say, give me 10 or maybe give me 20. So we can change it here, like from down the end, we can regenerate or we can keep it. So what we'll do is we'll just hit keep it for now, because it's only just a little quick demo. So here we have our 4 questions, right? So if I want to send this out to my students, I could go up here and I could click on collect responses. So here you got you're invited, right? So up the top here you got an email, so you can start typing or paste in all your clients or students. Or up in the top you got Facebook, or you got X if you want to send them out to it, right? So it's even generated a message here. Look, I didn't do this now, so Copilot done this. It says, hi, would you mind taking 2 minutes to complete this form? And it would be great if you could submit your response. And it's given the 21st of March 2026, and thank you. You can rewrite it with Copilot, or you can start now. So if you can send it, or even if you want, up here you've got a link, and you can actually copy that link and send it on to your students then if you want. Okay, so I'm just not going to send it to anyone else, but I've done it earlier. But here are some of the questions here. We just have 4, so for this quick demo. Which of the following best describes artificial intelligence, AI, right? So it's giving us a few AI technologies enable machines to mimic human behavior. A programming language uses for data analytics, database management system, types of computer hardware. So I think it's A. What do you think, Dan?
That sounds good. You have to go to the
multiple choice.
Yeah, does it already have the answers in here, or do you have to program them
in? No, it should be in there already, I'd say.
Yeah. So then you have to use the collect responses link, because this is still the edit link.
Okay.
So you can do the copy link at the top there.
Yeah.
But I think there's a preview too that might put you in the present might put you in the right mode too. But you can either do that copy link and put it in another browser window, or the present on the screen.
Oh, yeah. The present one, is it this?
If you X out of this, present is to the far right at the top.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's where you can go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can scan this, Frank, and I can just put in my answer.
Okay.
So anybody else that's on the show is welcome to follow along here. I would agree that I think it's A.
Okay.
So I put it A, and then do I have to submit it?
You have to do the 4 of them, don't you?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which of the following is not a type of machine learning? Supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement, or automated learning.
So which of the following is not a type of machine learning?
I'm thinking, is it supervised?
I'm
not 100% on that one.
Yeah, supervised would be. I'd say it's just probably unsupervised. Oh no, they actually are all part of it.
Okay.
Reinforced learning, automated learning.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide if it's. I'll pick one. And the one, Azure machine learning used for building, training, deploying machine learning models, managing cloud storage, creating virtual machines. So it's A. And then which Azure service would you use for computer vision tasks? That should be cognitive services. And then I hit submit. And then we should have.
You got 100%. Very good.
There we go. And then I think there's a way to go back through them.
Yeah. So if I click out of this one, and then there's a response from you there, Dan.
There we go.
View the response.
Cool.
Okay, so there is your results. Which of the following is not artificial intelligence? There we are, number 1, 100%. So there you are, automated learning. And there's your third one, 100%, building and training, deploying models. So that's a very handy kind of tool, really, to use Copilot to kind of send questions out to your students and get them to do it and send a response back. So that's a handy little tool.
Yeah.
I'd done one previously, which I had 10 questions in it.
Mm-hmm.
And like yourself, Dan, 100%.
Nice.
Okay.
Did you see the Enrique Lima Awards were announced?
Yeah, I had a look at there. Yeah.
I looked at those while we were preparing because I was here an hour early. I didn't think about the time zone change in the United States. So I had an entire extra hour to prepare, Frank.
Very good. So Dan, I'm going to end the live recording.
Sounds good.
Thanks everybody for joining us this week, and Dan, congratulations again on your book, LinkedIn 365, and we'll hear more about that going forward. Thank you again, Sajida, for your presentation. Great, and thanks everyone. We'll be back again here next week at the same time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks all.